As the saying goes, those who teach us humanity aren't always human. We can see that animals had made a huge impact on the lives of humans from the very early days itself. Not all the animals, but pets like dogs, cats and birds play a special role in many people's lives. Not like people who chase after money, dogs only want love and care. From morning to night and night to day, they wait for their owners to pet them, love them and care for them. Not all the people love animals. Today, we can find many people who harm and harass animals rather than loving them. It is better to leave animals aside if you really cannot treat them better. It is proven that dogs can really understand humans who love and have a deep bond with them. These animals' hearts are so pure that they start barking and wagging their tails as soon as they see their beloved ones home. They even cry, sob, and protect their owners when they're in trouble. These human-dog relationships are really heartwarming, and everybody would love to hear such stories, unless you're not a human. So today we found some stories about deep bonded relationships among dogs and their owners. Let's see, will these stories be able to melt our hearts? Before starting, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified with our latest updates. Ryan was 26 years old when he found his puppy, Molly, crying at a corner of a nearby cemetery. He saw this little pup sobbing around the cemetery ground without food and water. It was lost, and there was no track of its mother or peers. Ryan, being an animal lover with a kind heart, could not bear to leave this innocent little puppy all alone in the cemetery without food, water and shelter, so he took it with him. The family was surprised to see this poor little dog, and, like Ryan, they also fell in love with the puppy. They adopted the puppy and named it Molly. That's how Molly became a member of Ryan's family. All the family members loved Molly very much, and Molly too loved and protected them. Years passed, all of them were living a very happy life. Molly too were a happy dog who got so much love and care from its family. Molly and Ryan always snapped a photo when they were playing together. They were so close that they could understand each other in the blink of an eye. But they didn't know that their perfect life would break into pieces in the near future. It was a sunny day. Ryan felt so sick that his family had to take him to the hospital. Molly also started to panic, seeing Ryan taken away from home. He was hospitalized, and a number of checkups were done to diagnose his illness. Ryan and his family had thoughts that Ryan was having a migraine, but they were shocked to hear that he was suffering from ventricular brain hemorrhaging. The sickness was caused by his long-term use of energy drinks, and he got the sudden attack due to the rise in his blood pressure. At that point, Ryan was in a coma state, where he could not hear, talk, or see others. Doctors had said to the family members that his state is so fatal that he will not gain consciousness again. His parents and his sister was devastated. They couldn't believe what the doctors said. Molly was also left home without his dear friend. He was waiting for his master to come home quickly. Days and months passed, and the doctors once again said that Ryan will not show any progress, so it's better to do something quickly. Finally, they agreed to let Ryan rest in peace. But before that, they wanted all his loved ones to visit and say goodbye to him. One by one, his relatives came and bid goodbye. Molly was the only one who could not meet his master. It did not eat, sleep, or play. It just gazed at the walls and spent time. Ryan's sister thought of taking Molly to see Ryan so that it would know that he would not ever come again, and Molly could stop waiting for Ryan. She talked with the hospital staff and got permission to take Molly to see Ryan. Molly was not playful as he was. He sensed something unusual and stayed calm beside Ryan's sister. After they arrived at the hospital, Molly felt uneasy as he got the familiar smell of his beloved Ryan. He slowly went inside the room with Ryan's sister and saw Ryan lying on a bed without moving. Molly should have felt something is not right, as Ryan never stayed lying like that when he sees Molly. Molly had sensed that Ryan is in an unsolvable problem, so it slowly went near him and sat beside him without a sound. All the people who were inside the room teared up seeing the poor dog lying beside his dying master. Ryan's sister came near Molly, patted its head, took him up and laid him on the bed next to Ryan, where Molly quickly sniffed the unmoving body of Ryan and got to know that he was in pain. It tried patting Ryan slowly like he was saying, "Ryan, please get up. I'm here to see you. Let's go and play." The poor dog was sobbing so much that 2 large tears dripped from its eyes. All the people in the room were in so much pain after seeing the love between the dog and Ryan. Finally, it was time to let Ryan leave the room. The doctors came and stopped the machine, which Ryan's life was running on. The family members signed up for the donation of Ryan's body parts to people in need, as he was a young man. Ryan's sister posted the video of Ryan and Molly at the hospital, where many viewers shared the amazing love between the dog and his master. Molly was all alone at home, and he did not cheer up as before. Although Ryan's family looked after Molly with so much love and care, Molly did not play around and cheer up. While days were passing at the hospital, where Ryan had found some patients whom Ryan's body parts can be donated to, they informed his family about the details of them. Ryan's mother, father and sister believe that Ryan will be happy to see someone living with his heart, kidneys and eyes. Ryan's sister talked about Molly with some of her colleagues, and they all said that it would be nice if he can play with some other dogs. So, Ryan's sister adopted 2 more dogs, where Molly at once got friends with them and started playing. Now all 3 of them are best friends, and they sleep comfortably on the couch where Ryan and Molly always played. Ryan's mother is planning to make an album from Ryan's best photos for his 33rd birthday commemoration. She said to her daughter that half of the album will be covered with the pictures of Molly for sure. Dogs are a kind and protective type of animal, where they will first help others and then help itself. When somebody gets bonded with a dog, it means he will never be alone, no matter who you leave him with. The little, lovable, 4-legged creature will never leave you alone in life unless it dies. So today we found another story of an unbelievable relationship between a dog and a human, which proves dogs are the best friends of humans. On January 14th, Semel Senturk had a sudden pain in his head, was hospitalized in Black Sea Town Hospital with their local help of an ambulance. While he was taken out from his house and through the way to the hospital, his amazing pet dog had followed him, running along the roads. The dog was known as Bunnock, and was loved by his owner very much. When his master was taken away by some people, he barked and barked angrily, but he could not stop them, so Bunnock ran behind the ambulance. At the entrance of the hospital, it had to stop because the hospital staff did not let it enter. Kemel was taken to the surgery room at once and had to move on with the surgery. Bunnock did not move from the entrance. He looked inside the hospital and waited for his master to arrive. Kemel's daughter tried to take the dog away, but it refused to move from its place in front of the entrance, so they had to let the dog stay. Bunnock was harmless and did not even disturb the hospital staff. Therefore, nurses and doctors pet him and gave him food. As it was not a stray dog, they played with the dog without any fear. She doesn't pose any danger to anyone. Everybody noticed the relationship between the dog and her owner. It makes everybody happy, shared the hospital's communications director, Fuat Ugur. For 6 days straight, Bunnock stayed in front of the hospital, waiting for Kemel. He was not bored because he always had the company of someone at the hospital. On the 6th day, Kemel got conscious and got to know that Bunnock was waiting for him in front of the hospital for 6 consecutive days. He was both so sad and happy to hear the news. He asked the nurses to take him to his beloved pet. While he was slowly moving in his wheelchair, he saw Bunnock waiting for him near the door. Bunnock was having some food that the nurses gave him while Kemel was coming. He suddenly smelled something familiar. The dog quickly watched around and saw his master coming up near him. It was so happy that it jumped up to the lap of Kemel and licked him with love. Until Kemel was discharged from the hospital, Bunnock stayed with him at the front door. It would wake up early and wait for Kemel, and after he came, it would wag his tail and show his happy face. It would go round in the garden with Kemel, and soon Kemel was discharged and both of them went home happily. It makes a person very happy. The dog is very close to us, like a human being, and it makes you happy, shared Kemel. That's the end of today's video, where we brought you 2 amazing and heartwarming stories about the love between people and their dogs. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified with our latest updates. See you in our next video.